Now, the organ systems, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things for each organ system. We're just going to quickly go through each of the organ systems relatively in order to which we are going to cover them in class. And then for each of them, I'm going to talk a little bit about the anatomy and a little bit about the physiology. And I'm going to do it in that order, I hope. I hope I remember to do that. I want you to remember structure, anatomy, function, physiology. Both are important. But I want you to separate them out in your mind a little bit. Keep your thoughts organized. Very important in this class. All right, the systems of the body. We start off with the integumentary system. The structure, skin, hair, and nails. The function, well, the function is covering. That's what we typically think of the integument, but it's much more than that. Vitamin D synthesis, waterproofing, many different functions. We think of it as just covering, but it's actually a very dynamic, amazing structure. That's going to be the first system we're going to be covering in just a couple weeks. The skeletal system. Structure, bones, and the joints are also included in this. Function. They hold you up. It's your support system. It also helps to protect some of your internal soft organs. Muscular system. The structure here would be, as is shown here in this picture, the skeletal muscles. They're called skeletal muscles because they attach to bones. They always attach to at least two bones, usually 3 or 4 different structures on the bones. And the function is movement. The nervous system. The structure includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. There are peripheral nerves, and there are peripheral nerves. Brain, spinal cord, and nerve. These are the structures of the nervous system. The function of the nervous system, for now, we can just put it down to control and communication. The endocrine system. The structures here are not tied together well. It's a very disparate system. All the organs are everywhere. So we're kind of familiar more or less with some of these endocrine organs. The pituitary gland is considered the master endocrine organ. We'll be talking about that later. But the pancreas is very well known. The thyroid gland is very well known. So there's a number of different structures in your body that comprise the endocrine system. The function of the endocrine system is to secrete hormones. The key word here is hormones. Cardiovascular system. The structures are simply the heart and all of your blood vessels, your arteries and your veins, all these blue and red guys around there. The function is transport and distribution. We usually think of this as an oxygen story, but there are other things transported by the cardiovascular system, such as carbon dioxide, such as nutrients, waste products, hormones. So transport is the function. Okay, the structure, the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is probably one of the least known organ systems of the body, but you've heard of some of these parts. For example, one of the most famous structures of the lymphatic system are the lymph nodes. And the function of the lymphatic system is twofold. It basically takes a lot of excess body fluids out of the body and puts it back into the blood. Hopefully that makes sense a little bit. And the other thing is, as it's transporting this fluid, it's filtering it out. It's filtering out pathogens and waste products and even cancerous cells. So the lymphatic system is super important. Now, in this picture, what you'll notice that there's another system completely tied into here, which is the immune system. The structure of the immune system is completely cellular. There's not really a particular organ at all that is part of the immune system. In fact, the immune system, these cells, which are entirely white blood cells, they live inside of the lymphatic system. So that's why they're tied together very closely here. Although, the immune system can also live in the blood and in the tissues. So, it's kind of disparate. There's lots of different parts to it. But it's all cells. Those are the structures. The function of the immune system is protection. from pathogens, from pathogenic attack. Excuse me. The respiratory system. The structures are, probably you've thought of the lungs as being the respiratory system. That's the lower respiratory system. The upper respiratory system would be the larynx and the pharynx and the nasal cavity and all that stuff. So those are the structures. The function here of the respiratory system is, respiration, breathing, pulmonary ventilation, but there's a lot more to it than that. The end of the story is you're trying to get oxygen into the cells of the body. So there's more to it than just the lungs. It goes past the lungs. And also you're trying to get carbon dioxide out of those cells. So it's all part of the whole same thing. Okay, digestive system. The structure, this is probably the best known anatomical system of our body. Stomach, intestines, pancreas, liver, esophagus. Those are the structures. The function of the digestive system is to crush your nutrients into the smallest possible monomeric parts and then absorb them eventually into the bloodstream. The urinary system, the structures, the most famous structures of the urinary system are the kidneys. It also has the ureter, bladder, and urethra. The function is to filter your blood of excess salts, excess acids, excess water, and make sure that you have proper levels of lots of things. It's an incredibly important system of the body. And our last system, which is the least important system for your own personal survival, is actually the most important system for the survival of your species, and that is the reproductive system. We'll just do the main ones here. The main structures, the primary reproductive organ in males is the testis. The primary reproductive organ in females is the ovary. And the function of both the testis and the ovary is to create a gamete, either sperm or eggs, which is a haploid entity that can then be fertilized into a diploid entity. And its additional function is to create, it's the primary creator, these are both the primary creators of your sex hormones, testosterone in males and estrogen and progesterone in females. So those are the organ systems.